Hello people of the world, it's MP3 and I'm back with another video. Okay, so really quick, before we get into things here, there will most definitely be spoilers ahead. So if your anti-spoiler heart can't take that, either take your spoiler meds or go check out Infinity Train and meet me back here. Don't worry, I'll be waiting. Anyway, you've been warned. Alrighty, so seeing as to how there's some uncertainty as to whether or not this gem will be getting renewed, I figured I'd do my part in hopefully increasing the show's audience and thus its ratings. Infinity Train is a bit of a quiet masterpiece. Created by Owen Dennis, a seasoned writer on regular show, it was first teased as a pilot November 1st, 2016 on the Cartoon Network app. It was then released the next day on the official Cartoon Network YouTube channel. If you're anything like me, you let it pile up on your suggested list along with the 12 Forever pilot, which came out almost a year earlier. And there it sat, collecting dust. But come 2019, Saberspark released a video listing all the exciting animation that was yet to come. This is where I first got a glimpse of the astonishing animation that we were getting that year. Well, for the most part. Some of what he included in that list were the aforementioned 12 Forever, the excellent Has-Been Hotel, Amphibia and the Owl House, and that other one. But among these was, of course, the illustrious Infinity Train. He included clips and vital plot points in order to spark interest, and boy, did it work. A whole year later. Look, I watched the pilot right after watching that video, but when the show began airing, I was an episode late. It officially started airing August 5th, 2019, and I got through the first 2 episodes. Only problem was, the next episode would air in my first week of school, and the next week was my birthday. And by then, I was already too far gone. As of late, we've had a bit of a dry spell of the social variety, and hence, way more time alone and inside than we knew what to do with. Having already finished the first episode, I began my binge with the second, in late July. That night, I got through all 9 episodes of my personal marathon. 2 days later, I didn't have work at my pool cleaning job, and in its place, all the time in the world to watch the entirety of Book 2. Nearing the end of this all-around anxiety-inducing second chapter, I figured that I mustn't spoil the intrigue and wait to see what was in store for the formerly named MT and Jesse. And of course, who could forget Alan Dracula? So I put this off till the following night. Can I just say that I legit thought that I would see our iron-bodied protagonist with a heart of gold be totally obliterated in the 9th episode? So, before I get too far ahead of myself, let me offer my brief synopsis of the interconnected anthology that is Infinity Train. Book 1. Tulip Olsen is a 12-year-old girl from Minnesota. Her parents are divorced, and this has proven to get in the way of her overall enjoyment of life. She's reached her limit when her dad is unable to take her to Oshkosh, where she would be going to game design camp. She decides to take matters into her own hands and finds herself boarding a mysterious train that will take her straight there. She befriends a spherical robot that splits into 2 halves, one cheerful and exuberant, and one pessimistic and a bit of a downer. Their name, sure enough, is 1-1. The pair is attacked by a ghoulish demon dog called a Gome. They later come across King Atticus of Corginia, a corgi whose kingdom has just been assaulted by a giant tentacled robot. He joins the unlikely trio/duo in hopes of fixing this problem. Later, the gang venture into the mirror car, where Tulip meets her reflective doppelganger, Mirror Tulip. It's revealed that Mirror Tulip cannot leave the mirror world, nor the mirror car, without touching a reflective surface. They find a way around this using a Swiss Army knife, but she's still being hunted by the Flex, which are basically the show's answer to police brutality. But we'll get into that later. Eventually, we learn that 1-1 is the true conductor. Atticus is offed, then resurrected, and Tulip gets to go home. Book 2. We catch up with Mirror Tulip, now going by MT, and she's a strong, independent punk rock fugitive. She meets a magical deer and a not-so-autonomous boy named Jesse. Still at large with the flex, MT tries to dance around her criminal background, all while helping Jesse find his way off the train. The deer's name is Alan Dracula, and personally, he was just fine for the most part. At the end, we're introduced to this cult called the Apex, who hate the denizens of the train and make it their duty to destroy and take from every car they visit. They try to execute MT by tossing her to the wheels of the train, or wheeling as they'd say. But Jesse steps in to help her, and then his door opens. MT is trapped on the train after trying to leave with him, and escapes the Apex, but the Flex have just joined the fray. MT loses one of them and relieves the other of their legs. Legless turns lifeless, and MT tries to get a glowing number to get off the train. Jesse finds his way back onto the train, and he and MT find a way off, but old Flexi tries to stop them. In a last-ditch effort, MT gets Alan Dracula to Homelander this Flex's Stillwell. MT is now on Earth with her platonic homeboy Jesse, and free to be free. Book 3. I don't really want to give too much away on this story, seeing that if my goal here of getting the show renewed falls short, this would be me spoiling the end of the story. In this book, we're following the Apex, namely Grace and Simon, and more namely Grace. They meet this young girl named Hazel and her gorilla friend Tuba. While Grace is calculated and mature in her manipulation of Hazel and dislike of denizens, or as the Apex would call them, nulls, Simon is more out front with his prejudiced animosity. We, from Grace's perspective, see just to what lengths Simon will go to keep up his Apex beliefs, and on the other end of the spectrum, how it affects those around him, like Hazel and the nulls themselves. But yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Over the past 7 months, I've been watching a ton of lore-heavy shows, like this, The Boys on Amazon Prime, The Owl House, Amphibia, and the final season of Clone Wars earlier on in this period. There's probably been more, but it's been such a long time that I've lost track. Honestly, I found so much joy and self-understanding in watching this show, and since each book only has 10 episodes, there's never a dull moment. Also, considering that there's only 30 episodes in total right now, it wouldn't be too much time out of your quarantine to get invested. Ultimately, it's a great story and character-driven trio of narrative that never ceases to amaze. And if you're up for quality television, Infinity Train is definitely worth the watch.
I guess I have to face that in this awful place I shouldn't show a trace of doubt, but pulled against the grain I feel a little pain that I would rather do without. I'd rather be free. I'd rather be free, from here.
Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been an interesting little thing that I've done here. don't really do video essays that often, so I just wanted to kind of get better at it. But expect to see more. This is actually a lot easier than finding things to do to make a vlog. Not that I don't want to, just that there's not much to do, especially considering the times that we're in right now. On my Instagram, I just did another video essay. It was about politics, and it was a school assignment, but I made it pretty cool. But yeah, this was fun, and I enjoyed making it. This is going to be an interesting new addition to my channel. So thank you guys for watching, and as always, cut it out. See ya. Bye.